All right, this replay, and then NEACE needs a lunch break. I'm very excited. Love Jayce. Love Jayce. Hard fucking champion. Now, I'm not gonna pull a wicked on you and be like, as I've heard him say, I heard him say on my stream once, like, you can't play Jayce. You don't play Jayce. But I think you can learn. I think you can learn how to play Jayce and have a really fun like progression as a player, learning the ins and outs of a champion, lane control, and all that. Dirty Dan DeVito. Ho ho. What a legend.
Minions have spawned.
I see Tark jungle in one of my Smurf games, right? Okay. Okay, you did show up and get the XP. For a minute there, I was concerned you missed it. I'm gonna look at your runes real quick. Oh, you have a weird name. Hold on. I can find you anyways. Here we go. I got you. God damn it. Hold on a second. So what I'm doing is I'm looking up our hero's runes. He's facing Pantheon. Spoiler alert, he gets 6 kills, yada yada. Right away. Oh god, yeah, no. I'm not feeling these at all. I'm feeling the runes. I'm on board with the runes. Sort of. Because there was a chance that you were facing Rumble top and Pantheon jungle. In which case these runes would look pretty whack. But you lucked out. I'll give you the nod of the runes. Like, be careful, because if you don't have MR versus a Rumble, that could be a problem for you, even though you can still win the lane. But my issue is with the fact that you did not go any cunning at all, and you went for the fervor. Now, let's talk about Jayce and what you need to be doing to carry with Jayce, okay? Jayce is awesome, solo queue champion, one of the best. Fervor only really needs to be played with tanks. So any tanks, the Maokais, the Shens, the, you know, the Galio, well, not Galio so much anymore, the Malphites, whatever. You go Fervor. Pantheon, though, you need, absolutely need, and I don't even remind, I don't mind the 0, 18, 12 or whatever, but it needs to be savagery, whatever you want to go down this tree. It needs to go towards Thunderlords, and you need to have meditation cranked. Or Storm Raiders. Some people say Storm Raiders. Fuck that. Go Thunderlords. Pull the lane to your side, then all in this dude. And just farm up. Farm up, freeze the lane towards your side, blow him up with the EQ combo, all in. Dunzo. Do it over and over again. You get to poke occasionally with Q, with meditation maxed out, and you win the lane that way. You don't need to go Ignite. I'm fine with you going Teleport. You're Platinum. I'll give you the nod. Normally, I say if you're in Platinum, then I'll let you get away with it, because that's about the time you should start adjusting, or somewhere close. I've played against Storm Raiders. I played with Storm Raiders Jayce in Korea a couple times here or there. Maybe if I play on low ping again, I'll do some more Jayce stuff. But ultimately, what it really boils down to is we need the meditation, and we need either Thunderlords or Storm Raiders. I'm heavily suggesting Thunderlords and learning how to position properly and burst people down. So, anyways, all that said, you're missing a lot of value versus Pantheon and not having the Thunderlords, because Pantheon doesn't really build tank. You can just pop him, and you're doing fine in this lane right now. you're for the most part mitigating poke. I hate that Q. That's a waste of mana, and you don't have medication, so that's gonna hurt a lot. But yeah, you just kind of mitigate poke and chill. Some people still, I hate that Q too. You could have walked up and autoed that. Do not waste mana like that. That's really bad. The next thing I'm going to tell you is when I look at this, you can consider doing Doran Shield start versus Pantheon. Some people would say you could go Cloth, and that's fine too. I think Doran Shield start's fine. Probably a little bit better than Doran's Blade overall because you're going to get poked and then pushed in, slow pushed in, and then you're going to have to farm, and then you could save your mana because you're going to do a little bit. You're going to do damage to minions with Doran Shield, and then you keep your health up. No, we don't go corrupting pod on Jayce. Fuck that. We don't need that shit. Our mana is super low here, and that's what I'm not a fan of. Meditation would help a lot with this. So you decide to reset. I think... Oh, I just puked in my mouth. Dude just went tier. Oh, no. No. Please, God, no. So let's take it to pro builds, okay? Look, I'm not saying that like pros are showing up with tier occasionally, but pros are losing with tier. Okay, that's how I view tier. This guy won, but he went fucking 1-4 and 8. I'm not a big fan of the tier at all on Jayce. I think that we're just, I don't know if pros are experimenting with it because of the tier change or whatever, making it a little easier to stack. But Jayce never needed tier. When Jayce went into like god tier top lane mode, it was because all the Jayce mains went like, hey, you ever just like skip tier and just not spaz out with your mana so much and just kind of abuse your positioning and the fact that you can disengage from any fight and just kind of like not waste cooldowns, and then we wouldn't have to wait for like 15 minutes to be effective. And then the Jayce mates try to like, I guess we're not going to be low diamond anymore, and then they just started crushing. I mean, the buffs helped too, but at the end of the day, it was kind of a realization that's like, maybe we should just stop throwing our mana away. And that's kind of what happened. So instead of going tier, gimping yourself for the early mid game, you just build out your damage, farm correctly, and don't waste mana on dumb shit, and you'll be fine. SKT's Huni went tier in semi. LCS does not count. Okay? If we're using a fucking an LCS game as a reference point, I immediately turn my brain off. That's different, okay? Playing in an LCS, it's a fine point. Playing in the LCS is very different. You can trust. They're playing with pros. They can trust each other to not just like int, right? As soon as you play something like tier because you're like, I'm gonna scale up versus a competent laner. That's a completely fine idea. But we're playing solo queue. Sean the Buddha, dude. I think we can handle Sean the Buddha in lane. I think we can just build damage. It's a Pantheon. We kite. We space out properly, and we all in him when he's pushed up without mana. Right? This is free. Sean the Buddha, will we not handle him? Or is Sean the Buddha too OP, dude? That's what I want to know. This would be the point where you try to freeze, by the way. See how you're backing down? See, that's already, you just lost it. Pantheon, no mana, no teleport. Why on earth would you let that lane crash as Jayce? And by the way, this is the part of the replay where you start to see why Wicked's like, you're not ready for Jayce. You can't handle the truth of Jayce, okay? Because it requires lane management and understanding the top lane at a very deep level in order for you to play this champion. And by that I mean, look at the situation. Here, you have an opportunity. Well, you don't have any pots, but you have an opportunity to keep the way. If you manage the brush, basically duck in and out of the brush here, you could keep the wave right here until the next wave gets here. And then you can get an XP lead over the Pantheon. And Pantheon's going to have to walk all the way back in the lane, maybe try to ult on your head or something, but you'll have XP control. And he's just going to fall behind in XP. And then you can kill him. But once you, and even there, I mean, you didn't even have to do all that. You could have just grabbed the range creeps when this minion was crashing, and you could have pulled the creeps up to here. Sorry, tiny epic pen penis. Could have pulled the wave up to here and held it. You would have tanked a little damage, but you would have been fine overall. Not doing that is a problem. It's a problem because as Jayce, you just want to freeze the lane towards your side, wait for Pantheon to do something stupid, and all in him. So there, you go ahead and shove. Instead of freezing, I think a freeze would have been good. And now this Pantheon got more XP, I think, than he should ever get. For free anyways.
Blue team double kill.
So Pantheon goes bottom. I mean, this guy just gives you the tower. I mean, you take it. Good job. That's good. I have no qualms with that. Now, the problem is we got this stupid tier build, so we haven't finished an item yet, and we have no armor. You do have a little sustain, though, with the refillable pot. See how you always, your default is to always just instantly, like, why not set this freeze up? If he roams, see, like, he's always justified, or, I'm sorry, he's never forced to stay in top because you don't set up freezes. You do figure out that you can go push. What the fuck? He just ran through mid. Go push the wave. You could have froze. You could have. Now that you pushed out, I'm like, well, now we have to shove. So both choices, you played him wrong. You didn't freeze. So now he's, you know, he's justified in roaming around right now because he's not losing anything. I mean, you saw him going down there and you still didn't push. And then you TP late. This replay is fucked. Right here, you should have pushed all the way to the tier 2. You saw Pantheon in mid. Why would you stop pushing? Just push and take his tier 2 again. Take the next tower. Fuck him. Yeah, I hate this. And now you're staying. I think you should have backed and went towards top. This game looks like Mario Party to me. So there, you should have continued your, you could have continued backing here in this brush, ran towards top, and show up for the top wave to defend your tower. Instead, you stay down on bot side, even though your team has already won the fight. Now you're giving away a tower you shouldn't have given away. Fuck that. I'm not giving away my tower to Pantheon. That makes it easier for him to do his bullshit roams. Because he gets more time to play with roams. Because he gets more space. See? He's going to go roam to bottom again. Here he goes. Bang. Sean the Buddha. This turret should have already been gone and pressed in. Miss EQ. It's okay. Shit happens. I think you rushed it. A lot of this is just macro issues. Backing there is fine, I think. Why aren't you going to bottom? Syndra's top side. Pantheon's pushing bottom and no one's rotating. Ping that you're going to bottom and go bottom. You just gave away a free tower. Think about that. Go back. Pantheon shows his face here. Quick assessment. My team's in mid. Why are you not going to bottom? Match your lane. This game is not about just like just fucking winging it after lane phase. Yeah, there's no excuse for this. I would be destroying this fucking Pantheon, dude. I would live to kill him. Sandwich Pugny, thank you so much for the sub. Appreciate it. Synapse is pretty long at the moment. Syndra should have gotten that, and you should have gotten bot. You just gave away 2 free towers this game. This is great. This is what should have happened 5 minutes ago. You pushed in, you backed. Now head towards bottom. You're okay. I think you could have pressured this lane a lot differently and did a lot of things, but in terms of macro, that's what I want to see. I want to see you not getting caught up in the dumb fights and outscaling this Pantheon. Gave away a lot of XP this game with bad rotations. Okay, we didn't have teleport here. There's nothing you can do. Now, why did this happen? Why was Pantheon allowed to do all these things? A big part of the reason he was allowed to do all these things is because you didn't strangle him enough. There was times where you could have set up freezes on top lane. There's times you could have kept your tower up. There's times that you could have pressured the tier 2 sooner. You missed a lot of those opportunities. That's why this, I mean, this guy might have gotten fed regardless, but you should be like level fucking 14 by now. And just be kind of being like, all right, I'll just wait for a good TP flank. Wow, that dude, Sean the Buddha, boys. We did not activate our W there. I'm also fairly confident you didn't press it with switching forms. Yeah, he was actually trying to die there, which is funny, but whatever.
Is that a 20?
So dude, anytime you're thinking of duoing again, was supposed to remind you about checking you servers BTW.
Yeah, I will. Your team was yelling at you? I mean, mute him. Mute him. It's part of the game. It's part of the game. I get it. This game's pretty much a wash at this point. The key, I think, was you didn't play I feel like you didn't play this lane like you win it. You played it like it was on this back. Obviously, we talked about runes, which you could do, you know, you can do a better job of. The teleport reset is okay. Right here was where everything went to shit. You didn't see this as an opportunity to just squash this dude. Personally, you could have also waited until he expended his mana and just TP to this and then block it. But either way, I want you to see how scared you played here. I would have just jumped on his fucking head. Like, EQ, jump on his head and all in him. Like, flat. Even with the tier, there's no way that I'm not. I don't give a fuck who you're facing as Jayce. You win every lane. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, this should have been an all-in. That should have been EQ, like... I mean, even just switch forms and just jump on his head. I don't give a fuck. Like, something needs to happen. You see what I'm saying? And then here, notice, he wants to back with TP, or without TP, and you just let the wave crash. See that? This is where it went to shit, in my opinion. Was this, the wave should have been held right here. And after this point, all bets were off. Like, even right here, we could have set up a freeze and pulled Pantheon to us. It was as if you didn't want to try to ever beat him. And I guess that's my biggest issue. Is you could have made it so that you had a freeze and he had to respond to it or roam. In which case, if he roams early, that's wonderful. But you made his job super easy and you never once even poked at him. So like, you see him run across across vision. This is fine. You take the tower. That was fine. We didn't try to kill him. Yeah, we're gonna ignore the Tark jungle. I feel like people get way too excited about things that mean nothing. We get it. A dude picked Tark jungle. Big fucking deal. It doesn't change anything about the outcome of it. We could have won this game regardless. It means nothing. It's low platinum. The guy's... It's not like he's playing Janna jungle with no smite. It's playable. Anything's playable. It's low plat. It's not that amazing. It's not that funny. It's not... I don't know. Yeah, like... There you should have jumped on his head, 100%. 100%! Switching forms, Q on his head, knock him under tower. Do not give a fuck. And honestly, part of the problem here is you itemize so weak. The tier, single Doran's okay, where's your tabby? Like, just fucking jump on his head and knock this guy into tower. I would have. Knock him into tower. Jump on his head, smack him in the tower. You've got refillable pot. Go for it. Set up a freeze here. Just sit there. But nope, you don't freeze it. You decide you're gonna push. Pantheon shows mid. So at that point, once Pantheon shows mid, you could break the freeze and you could start pushing. Right? Here, Pantheon was mid. Why aren't you trying to move? Like, you have to understand, like, Pantheon's not in lane. He's in the middle of the map, so he's looking around the map for opportunities to ult. You need to find him. He needs to show his face, and if he doesn't, you need to be pushing. Yeah, he might ult on your head, so fucking what? We gotta push. I think at this point is when we lost the game. We didn't really try to lane. We played like a passive scale-up style as Jayce, which, no, not for low elo solo queue, fuck that. Jayce doesn't scale well enough to justify it either, in my opinion. You know, it's not like you're playing fucking GP and you could go, well, who cares? My team's feeding, right? I'm just gonna wave clear forever. Doesn't really work like that with Jayce. And after he started roaming, it was as if you just basically never really wanted to draw pressure on this lane. It was, you never wanted to challenge, you never really wanted to go in on him, and a lot of that's the tier buy. If I may have a recommendation for this, I would be like double Doran's tabbies, kill, destroy, meditation, freeze the wave, all in the motherfucker, win the lane. Don't play stupid. I'm saying play towards the back of your lane, let him push to you, all in his ass, and destroy. Don't do tier. You're playing Jayce. If he shows in mid, push until he shows top. Because if he doesn't show top, he's going to kill your teammates. And if he doesn't show top and kills your teammates, you get tier 2, and that's justified. But I think in this particular game, you just got cheesed. You got cheesed. You assumed it was stronger than it actually was. And you opted for a style that does not... Basically, Pantheon isn't as good as you think he is, or how you played. You poke him with Qs. If he ever goes to auto a creep and you EQ him, you jump on his head and smack him away or into your tower or whatever. No questions asked. Beyond that, you know, your team tilted and the game just got messy. And I think this is a pretty good stopping point because this is what you need to work on the most. All right? Dude, I love Jayce. Remember, do not view this replay as... don't view the little things about freezing the wave as pointless. Watch how people don't just randomly shove the lane. Keep the lane towards your side. Go Thunderlords or Storm Raiders or whatever. And focus on waiting for someone to push up too close and then just all in them. Blow them up. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Strangle the CS once you get that small lead. And you need to crush. Otherwise, Jayce is a pointless pick. Good luck to you, my friend. You too. What up? It's NEACE, No Bullshit Gamer. Thank you so much for watching the coaching. Like, subscribe, etc. You're all amazing. Little Jayce Platinum coaching for you. I hope it helps you, my dude. And I'll see you on the next coaching. I'm out. Peace. Cracks. Thank you so much.